We're live for the Sports Rewind Dribble talk with these legends, Davo, BJ, and myself, Huddo. Randall, fresh off a big weekend. We'll come to you in a second. Davo, how's it been, mate? I haven't seen you for a little while. This is our little catch-up time. Been trying to get together to break a box of cards, but this will do for now.
It will. Family gets in the way.
Yeah.
Times are tough.
Yeah.
Hey, I heard you're not playing baseball this year. It's been about 400 years in a row of summer baseball, and you're donning the pads and going a bit of cricket.
Yeah. The black sheep of the family's going back into the fold to have my first game of cricket in, I think I worked out 33 years. So I'm fresh.
Nice.
But just wanted to change. The family's been into me for ages to play. So time for a change.
Randall and I both tipped in 100 each. We've got 100 on your daughters, get them scoring more runs than you for the season anyway. So should be a good battle.
Oh, mate, I'd take that bet.
It's only paying $1 though. That's the problem.
Yeah, terrible. Randall, show us your bling, mate. Fresh off first, second, and third grade win for the Toronto Tigers.
But start calling you Michael Phelps, mate. All the medals.
I'm actually a little bit surprised how fresh you are today.
Mate, we're still doing it tough. We're all good though.
Hey, Davo and I seen a photo of you. I think there's only one eye open, Davo. What do you think about that one? Might actually put that down here on the stream later for everyone to have a look at.
I think
glasses
the
up the
world
right
needs to
way.
see it.
Were my glasses up the right way in that photo?
I'm not sure. Did you even have glasses on?
I don't know. I wouldn't have been able to see either way, I don't think.
Well, sending out a search party for you. There was no communication or anything. I said, he's probably at home passed out cuddling the trophies.
Yeah, there was a bit of that.
What's
there was a bit of that. That might be another photo floating around, actually.
I heard there was a rumor that the association didn't let you have the trophy. What's going on there?
No, they come with the goods, mate. They turned up and let us take them. Just back for the club for our quiet beer that we had. Just lazy afternoon. Yeah, just one or two, mate. One or two.
Fair
Trophy
enough.
fits about 15, but just one or two.
So what was the score in third grade?
I think we got up 5-4. I think end score was bit of a dubious one. The opposition actually scored 5 runs in the top of the last to get ahead by 4, and they ran out of time to get us out in the bottom of the inning. So the score actually reverted back to our win. So it was a game finished, and everyone was sort of looking around at each other from both teams, going, oh, "Who won?" So there wasn't much celebration until later on in the night. But it was a quiet night that night. Had to get back for the next day. Everyone had to back up.
Second grade was quality game, 10-1 win, wasn't it? 10-1?
Yeah, 10-1 win. Yeah.
Solid performance. Old Tommy Holland on the mound throwing absolute bullets and hit a bomb.
And hitting bombs. Yeah. Bloody oath.
Quality
Not backed
game.
up, old Dave Rosser made it hard for us, though, early on.
Yep.
What wily old character he is,
Mate,
throwing that little fastball. And
he'd be at least 70, wouldn't he?
A bit younger than Davo then, obviously.
I was going to say, that's good vintage.
Hey, he still throws really well. Got that good slider.
That filthy slider, yeah. Bloody oath. Hasn't changed, mate, all those years. Still knows what he's doing.
And then
but no, they got on top of him, and they didn't have much after him, I guess.
And then first grade 1 in 10.
Cracker.
What a
That
game.
was a cracker of a game.
I was standing next to a pretty nervous guy, TF Hudson. He was
I bet he was.
He was doing a bit of pacing around the old dugout there. Old Stedman threw well for them. We got a few early runs, and then he held for, I think he threw 7 or 8, didn't he?
He threw 7, I think.
Threw 7,
threw 7.
So
it was 5-0, I think, after maybe 4 innings to us, and it looked like it was going to be a real blowout. No, but then he just stopped throwing a fastball. Just nice little slider, splitty. That was it. boys couldn't hit him. You don't often see the Monaroa brothers that with KCs.
Yep.
You know, so yeah, he pitched really well.
Did he come back?
Unfortunately, though,
And did well.
Yeah, they scored their 5, and it was actually like you said, TF Hudson was a bit nervous, and that was your nephew, Ryan. He come in, and I think he threw 4 scoreless innings.
Yep.
To close out the game, and I don't think there was a single inning where there wasn't at least a runner on second or third, if not loaded bases with only one or none out. And he just clutched up and a few quality strikeouts, you know, striking out people like Hookie or getting someone like Parker Robinson just to ground out. It was, it was good. It was really good. He did well.
Jace threw well early.
He was struggling
in the middle innings, and then he come back again strong. It was good decision by Normo leaving him out there for that extra innings when a lot of people thought that he was coming out, and he went back out for another one and threw well.
He really battled all game.
As he's done all year.
Yeah. And then 10th inning, home team, and you think, we've got, leading off the inning, Boss Monaroa backed up by Moko Monaroa. Well, other way around, sorry. Moko led off, then followed by Boss. And you're thinking, we should do something here. And nothing. But in the end, 2 out, and Michael Campbell, ever steady Cambo, come up with a triple, got himself on third, and then boof, Kurt Eden, for the first time all day, did something, got himself a base hit. The centre left alley picked Cambo up. So
for the day or for the year, typical Kurt, typical boof.
That's it.
Exactly right, goods, mate. What does it matter?
No, that's it, mate.
It's all history now.
And then there was lots of singing. That's all that matters.
There was indeed. It was good to be part of plenty of people at the ground. Some old members of the Toronto club. Bobby Porter's been a life member and been in the club for 412 years, and he was there to celebrate. Also, some really old faces. Kevin Barry, who's sort of popped into the club for grand opening of the canteen the other week, and he popped in to say hello for the grand final. It was pretty cool. Cool to see.
Good to see Carolyn there too, Carolyn Roberts.
Yep. Plenty of juniors there as well, which is also good to see. Yeah,
well, we also had the junior league win as well the day before on the Saturday as well in the morning. Toronto got up there as well in some dubious circumstances again.
Mate, don't throw 4 innings in juniors.
No, the golden rule. Only 3 inning limit for pitchers, and throw 4 innings. Oops.
Gotta know the rules.
Davo, I can see that Cardinals jersey there, mate. We might move on to Big Albert. 700.
The big dog.
What's your take on that, mate?
Mate, he has to be close to, if not one of the greatest right-handed hitter of all times. Because when you think like the power and the average, unparalleled, really. Like he's top 3. You struggle to find someone who's done that, both power and average. So it's like probably him and Hank Aaron, maybe Willie Mays a little bit for right-handed. So, mate, the old boy's still doing well.
He is doing well. I've enjoyed that, Chase. Good friend of ours, Tails, actually went over to the States this year because he loves the poo, and went over to watch the game, and it's crazy. He's been talking to him flat out about it. And I flat out said, nah, he won't get to 700. And he's hit like the last 14 home runs in the last 125 at bats or something I've seen today. Like that's just
second half. He's just gotten on fire.
Crazy. Yeah, he'd only hit 7 or something early on, and it's unreal to watch.
At least he overtook Aroyd and made 700. So I was just like, it's just good for the game to get past Aroyd and just get there. But a fun tidbit I read today is 15 of the current managers he's played with or against. Like, how crazy is that? That the longevity of the guy and still performing at this age, that, 15 current managers he's played with or against.
Unreal.
Shows managers are getting younger, or he's just been around for forever.
He's just a fossil, mate. He's just a fossil.
What do you think about, what do you reckon he'll do in the playoffs? Do you reckon they're going to play him as much, or is he going to get some late at bats? What do you think?
I think the way he's been going, he's pushed himself into the everyday DH. Like, initially he was just there to face lefties, sort of come off the bench, get the occasional start, but he's forced himself into being an everyday DH at 41. He's batting over 300 with some pop. So, mate, why not run with it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's hard for him too, though. There's a pretty good lineup there at the Cardinals. They're all performing this year.
Yeah,
they've clinched.
Hard.
They've clinched their spot in, so it's going to be good to watch them play in the playoffs. And
imagine being a young guy on that team when you've got like Albert, you've got Molina there, you've got Wainwright and Arenado, Goldschmidt. It's like, mate, being a rookie or second year guy on that team, you just sit there and just soak it all in, wouldn't you?
Well, what was that? What was the record the other day with Wainwright and Molina? It was like
325 starts.
Something,
most all time.
Crazy, hey.
That's a pretty good feat in itself, especially these days where pitchers, the rotation isn't like it used to be, is it? Like they don't quite go and throw as much as what they did.
No.
Another good one I seen today was Shoei. I think I screenshotted it because I knew I wouldn't remember because I've got a really crap memory. But Shoei was 600. No, I didn't screenshot it. 600 innings pitched. No one's had 600 innings pitched and 600 at bats since 1901. He's a weapon. We haven't got him on our subject tonight, but I'm sure he will be in the future. That's for sure.
Well, it all goes in that MVP race, doesn't it?
It does. Yep. It does. We're not talking about
him or Judge, eh?
We'll save that for another night. What about Aaron Judge? He's next on our list. Triple Crown, maybe. Maris home run record. It's a 61 to tie. He's at 60 right now, 61 to tie. Maris's AL record dates back to what? 61, I think it was.
Yeah, 61 and 61.
61, yep.
That's pretty hectic. Thoughts on Judge? Can he break that 61?
I think he's a lock, isn't he?
Yeah, there's enough games left that he should. I know the pressure's getting to him, just all the hype around it, but yeah, he's too good not to.
Did you
this year he is.
Did you Blake see the clip of him going deep, or warning track, and
I watched it.
Commentators?
Yeah,
I watched the game.
Straight away center.
Yeah.
I think I was watching the Cardinals game actually, and the commentators actually come up and said, just so you know, Aaron Judge is now up to bat, blah, blah, blah. So I flicked it across to the other game and absolutely pimped it. Got caught on the foot, one extra foot. That's all he needed.
So he's leading
champion.
He's leading batting average and home runs. How's he sitting RBIs?
RBIs, he's doing it pretty easy. It's going to be the batting average.
Yeah.
I think Bogarts is like 314 or something. Judge is about 316. That's going to be the telling factor.
Yeah,
he's got the home runs and the RBIs.
There was 2 at 314, and then the next closest was 3 at 7 from what I seen earlier today. But yeah, it's going to be a tight finish.
He's got a sore back
as well.
Yeah, his back's sore from carrying the Yankees all year.
Yeah. How did your Boston Red Sox go, by any chance?
I can let you know if you want.
They're good for next year.
About as good as the Giants. 8.5
Yes.
games behind the Giants, then no chance.
No way.
So
No way.
what are you thinking with the Triple Crown? What's his chances there? You
Like Davo says, I think it's going to come down to his average.
Yeah.
The last couple of years, he's either been home run or strikeout. This year, he's turned that page and he's
hit well.
picking up those extra hits all around the place instead of just home runs. So I don't know. Personally, I think it's depends what happens. Who have the Yankees got to finish the season? Like I'm not 100% sure, but I know they've got the Orioles for 3. Their pitching's been pretty good.
Yeah.
But it's definitely a team that he can get onto as well. So maybe, yeah. I don't know. They've got Blue Jays for the next 2 days. What's going to happen there? And then I suppose you look at who's chasing him.
Blue Jays are pretty hot at the moment.
Yeah, they beat
Blue
them.
Jays starting to play well.
Yeah.
But,
I'm not sure.
The batting's not what it used to be. Like 314 is leading the league. Like I think gone are the days of anyone chasing Ted Williams 400 in a season. But still, like where's the guys around the 320, 330 mark? I think they put so much emphasis on the home run or strikeout these days that it's a lost art of like batting average. So if he's ever going to do it, this year's the year to do it, because there hasn't been that contact guy who's hitting the 330. So if he doesn't do it this year, I don't know if he ever will.
Yeah. Well, what is it? 2012, Miggy Cabrera did it, and then it was like 67 or something, wasn't it? 1967, Yastrzemski did it before that. So like it's almost unheard of to have a Triple Crown. I really hope he does it.
Yeah, like just to add in on what Davo said there, like that, those hitters, they just aren't there anymore. With the way the shift is at the moment, so many of these guys, like Devers, for example, I saw him today just flick a couple of balls into the no man's land there in left field where there's no one playing there. Come next year and that shift's not there anymore. What happens to some of these hitters? Some of these good hitters, Joey Gallows or Devers or these sort of guys that would be pulling the ball, as a left-handed hitter in between first and second base or into right field, all of a sudden that hit comes back for them too. So their averages should technically go up too.
Yeah. It's going to be good to see next year. Like, get rid of the shift. And it really hurts left-handed hitters more so than right. Like, you don't see a lot of righties where they're all on the left side of the infield. So that's a very valid point.
Well, I know we weren't going to talk about MVP, but if Judge gets the Triple Crown, do you think he's a shoo-in for MVP, or Showy with his 1 million strikeouts and innings pitched and home runs?
I think he's third in the AL. He's third in the AL for home runs at the moment, I think.
Yeah.
So Trout's second.
Yeah.
So Judge, Trout, then Ohtani. So, mate, good luck being the judge on that one.
Yeah.
It's hard, isn't it? That's real hard.
Ohtani would have it, but if he gets the Triple Crown, he's got to get MVP for sure.
Yeah. I think if he gets the Triple Crown, as much as what Ohtani's done, like, that's next level. Like, you haven't seen that since Babe Ruth. And even then, Ruth wasn't hitting the home runs. He was, like, when he was a pitcher. So, like, he started hitting all his home runs after stopping pitching. Ohtani's doing both. So, yeah, that's next level. But Triple Crown might get the MVP.
For sure. What about...
and if you're speaking pure MVP too, like, he's carried that team. And they're still sitting, and they're still in first place, like, as much as Ohtani's carried his team along with Trout, they're bummed out. So that could be a deciding factor too.
What about we've got the wild card race? We've got Houston, Yankees, Cleveland, Dodgers, Mets, and Cardinals all got their spots. But on the American League, we've got Toronto, Tampa, and Seattle. Baltimore 3.5 games back. Randall, do you think they can do it?
It's going to be hard, mate. Like I've had a look, you know. So you've got Jays that are 3 in front, the Rays half a game in front of the Mariners, and then the Orioles 3.5. White Sox are 7.5 behind. They can't make it. They're gone.
That's it.
When you think, what is there? 8-9 games left.
Yeah.
The Jays, they're finished. They've got 2 games against the Yankees, 3 against Boston, 3 against the Orioles.
Yeah. They're 12 games up or something on Baltimore, aren't they? Something like that.
They are 6 games up, yeah. So you would think they're a lock. You'd think they're right. You would think. The Rays, they're going to be in trouble. They're 4 games clear of the Orioles.
Yeah.
They've got Cleveland for 3, Houston for 3, and then Red Sox for 3.
Yeah, right.
That's
tough. They're going to be looking over their shoulder real hard with Baltimore coming in at the back saying, oh, yeah, we've got the Red Sox for 3.
Yeah.
After 1 today. Then they've got the Yankees for 3, Blue Jays for 3. So who knows with them? Probably not confident. They're not the way the Yankees and Blue Jays have been playing. However, the Orioles have only been good against those teams.
Well,
You look at
what
team
the
like
Orioles
the Tigers.
did to Houston.
Yeah,
didn't they shut out 2 of the 3 games against Houston or something? They just shut them down.
Yeah.
So
And that's
if they can keep that
throwing
momentum going,
for sure. And then the Mariners, I think they're a lock. I think they're gonna get in easy. They've got 3 against Texas, 3 against Oakland, and 3 against Detroit. So
yeah,
that they should be right.
I've loved watching the Mariners this year. I really hope they get through. A few younger guys in there, and it's just been refreshing to watch. Julio in the outfield's been my favorite to watch by far, and it's been really good. What about in the National League? You got Atlanta, who's probably locked. San Diego, Phillies, the Brewers back, and then San Francisco. Gone.
Giants are done.
They're 8.5, mate. They're done. So
yeah, I think, like you said, Braves are locked.
Brewers.
Braves are locked in.
Yeah.
Watch out for the Brew Crew. They just find a way to win this time of year, and they're always hovering around that wild card, and somehow just pluck it out at the last minute. Like the last few years, they've done that where no one thinks of them, and all of a sudden here they come and just sneak in for that wild card.
Yeah, I love their the City Connect jerseys or whatever it was, Randall. They were really good.
Yeah, the Brewers. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, the Brewers have I think they've got the Cardinals for the next 3. So
yeah,
that'll either make or break them, I'd say. But the Padres, who knows what they're going to do? They've been rubbish.
Yeah,
the roster they had, they should have competed. Soto hasn't done a whole lot since he's been there. Drug Boy, he's out anyway. So, but still, like they had the pitching, they had the Machado. He's played well at third. And Cronenworth's sort of been there, so they should be doing better than what they are.
Yeah, I agree. And the Phillies, they're a wild card.
Yeah, if they get their pitching right, because Schwarber, he's up to 40 home runs now or 41, so he's bombing away. They're starting to hit well. They just need to get that pitching going.
Righto, who's your pick? Who you picking?
I'm saying Phillies and Brewers. Atlanta's locked in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the Padres are the ones. It's theirs to lose, I think, the Padres.
Yeah, fair call.
And I think they will. Like last year, they had that big lead and just choked.
Yeah. What about overall? Who do you think is going to be in the World Series? It's like weeks out, but I'm calling Mets Yankees.
Ooh.
Massive. Mets to win. I don't even like New York. I've been loving the Mets.
As long as it's not a Subway Series. The Mets I can handle.
Timmy Trumpet, I don't know. He's doing it.
No, I've got the Astros winning it.
Astros?
Yeah. Okay.
With or without
Astros over the Braves.
Astros over the Braves. Oof.
I'm leaving the Dodgers out.
I'm leaving the Dodgers out too. Actually, I don't think they can make it. But I'm thinking Mets, and I'm gonna go off on a wild one and look at the Mariners. Mets Mariners.
Nice. That would be a quality series. Let's talk about some of the rookies. We'll move on to the next sort of subject, the rookies. While we're talking about some of the playoff contenders, what about the Guardians? The Cleveland Guardians had 16 rookies debut in Major League this year. Unbelievable. Like that was a record. I don't know whether it was in American League and National League, but it was a record this year. That's a huge amount of rookies to debut.
How good's your farm system if you can do that?
Absolutely.
Really?
Absolutely. Especially with the rules of change where they can't bring up all those how they used to just have all those September call-ups and people coming up everywhere. It's not even that. It's been through the whole year with that new ruling where they could only bring up one extra pitcher or one extra outfielder or fielder or something, wasn't it?
So, something like that.
Yeah.
It says a lot about their staff, doesn't it? Like their coaching staff. Like Francona, like I know he's been sick a little bit, but him and the rest of the staff, to be able to handle all those rookies, get them playing so well, mate, he's got to be up there for close to manager of the year to take on that sort of roster and have them where they are.
Yeah, for sure. Randall, who's been your standout rookies?
Oh, mate, do we even have to ask me? They all wear orange, brother.
Yeah, fair enough.
No,
Well, you've got plenty to choose from there.
Well, another team, that's had a lot of rookies come through, They had a lot of lean years there. They got a lot of early picks, and they've actually picked well. There were questions around some of them, but obviously Adley Rutchman, he was the lock, wasn't he, for that first pick? Like, you can't go past him.
Yeah.
But then you had, some of these other guys that have come through in like the Kyle Stowers and Gunnar Hendersons.
How good was his first at bat?
Oh,
that was unreal to watch.
Oh, his first home.
His first.
They've all done well.
It was a home run.
His first was only, I think it was his second at bat.
Yeah.
Something, but they've all turned up and they've all done it. I think they had five rookies or something play in a game together. Yeah. Maybe 2 weeks ago, and I know that was a franchise record.
Yeah.
But it's been a long time since they've had some real good quality rookies coming through, especially, the big talker for a possible rookie of the year being being Adley Rutchman. He's killed it this year,
Well, even Mountcastle, he's only second year in. So it's there's another young roster that's playing playoff baseball.
Yeah, 100%. He broke Cal Ripken's record last year for most home runs by a rookie in a season, hitting his 30 home runs or whatever he hit, So, but the one that has impressed me obviously is Adley Rutchman. Switch hitter. He hasn't had a lot of ABs from the right side, but he's got himself his one home run from that side. But the big one for him, he's only had, what is his average? 255 average, 12 home runs, 40 RBIs. Not too bad, What's he played? 105 games.
Yeah.
So
while catching.
While catching, that's right. And their pitching is doing well for once. They've struggled with their pitching over the last few years. The big one though is like 78 strikeouts is all he's had, and he's had 59 walks. Like that's massive.
That's a good ratio.
Like that's for a rookie to come in and not be swing happy. Like, you look at some of the other guys like a Jeremy Pena from the Astros.
Yeah.
What's he played? 129 games, 247 average. What's he had? 120.
I've lost your audio, Randall.
He's not on mute. He's just lost the audio.
Mate, I've lost your audio there, buddy. You gone? Maybe we can just talk about him.
But also for me, I know you're going to mention J-Rod, like he's like hoping to go for 30, but also
Yeah.
Riley Green from Detroit. They had Torkelson as the big, supposed to be the big hit this year,
Yeah.
but he was sent down. But Riley Green stepped up. He's been playing good defense out there in centre, making Gold Glove sort of plays and doing it with the bat. I don't have his stats with us, but there's another guy who's certainly in the mix as well.
Yeah. Couple of Atlanta hurlers. I've been pretty bullish on Strider. He's like old school power pitcher. Throwing high 90s. He's thrown a heap of strikeouts. He's thrown a heap of innings. I'm hoping he'll go all right in the postseason. Randall, you with us? He's out.
And then you throw in Harris as well for the Braves. I think he's batting like 305 at the moment or something like that.
Yeah.
So you mix him in with all the veterans there. So he's certainly stepped up and done the job for the Braves. So I know it's probably going to be the pitchers, but Harris is he's in the mix.
Look, fellas, I got a call. It's the monumental Phallus. He's on the phone. He's going to give us a video call. So just hold the phone. Hold the phone. Here comes a monumental.
Aloha, aloha. My good old friend Joel Buffer has asked me to add a little bit of the monumental Phallus into his new entrepreneurial, taking the world by storm sporting podcast, the Sports Rewind / the Dribble. I'm all about it, Buff. Now, apparently there's 3 of you there, 3 talking heads. Buff, BJ, and Davo. Well, you got the monumental here and Bobby. Now there's 5 of us. A true meeting of the minds. That's for sure. Now, I've got no idea about MLB. I've got no idea about the NFL. I know how to lose on it, but I couldn't tell you 3 players in either comp. NRL and cricket is what I can provide. Grand final this week. So let's get into it. Obviously, I'm all about Parramatta. 39 years since they've won a comp, so it's just been hyped up too much. Hyped up. I said last year, it could happen last year. It didn't. Has to happen this year to get this far in. It's a certainty. Parramatta win the comp for sure. Buff's asked me to be PG on this platform. As on my own platform there, I can get a little crass, a little crude. As an alumni of Toronto High School, I can certainly sprout an acid tongue, that's for sure. So I'll keep it very PG here. And by the book, I'm looking at some notes I've just written down. Para by 8 is what I can tell your audience. And you lads, I can say Parramatta by 8. 26-18. So the overs is a certainty. If you're having a punt, dump on the overs. Buff, I know your brother Timmy loves a punt. Probably mainly horses, but get him on the overs. Overs, overs, overs. Gutho, Reed Marnie, or Campbell Gillard as Clive Churchill man of the match. Gillard with plenty to prove. Kicked out of the Panthers because he didn't enjoy the nonsense. Kicked out of the Blues because the Penrith boys didn't want him. Plenty to prove. Gillard, very good chance man of the match. Love to see him cross the line. I can only imagine I've been asked to join this demographic to be the eye candy. And that's fair enough. I'm a solid 6.5. But I think you fellas need me for the female demographic. There's no doubt about that. You've probably discussed the Toronto Tigers. I gave them a shout out before on the old Phallus Facebook. Grades 1, 2 and 3. Great stuff, lads. Back to the grand final we go. What else have I got written here for you? pretty much it. Just 39 years. Think about that. Fans were crying in the stands the other night. It just paints the picture. I believe everything's scripted in life. It's all scripted, right? It's going to be an emotional thing. Mitchell Moses missing the birth of his child for the game last week or whatever. It's all going to be, Moses put up on a pedestal. Cleary pushed to the side. Moses is the new face. They'll be spruiking him worth $2 million a year. The Tigers will be no chance of buying him back. Brad Arthur's the hero. Para. Trust me. Because the majority of society really don't want to see those smug faces of Huddo and Crichton and Luai all jumping on each other and carrying on like Penrith pork chops. Now, the Buffs asked me about the women's NRL. I don't know what to tell you, mate. I've got to be honest. I love my sport. I love a punt. I haven't seen a minute of it. I've got to be honest with you, mate. I'm raw, gentlemen. I have not seen a minute of it. Newcastle Parramatta is the GF. I'm hoping Newcastle can absolutely bring some dignity back to the Novocastrians after the absolute disgrace that Ponga provided for the season on and off the field. People say, he shares the same father as Elena Djokovic. Well, I don't care. It's on $1 million a year. Get out there and do something, Ponga. Disgraceful. Millie Boyle might be the new face in Newcastle. Put her on $1 million. She plays with passion. Lots of passion, Millie Boyle. I'm sure if you asked her boyfriend, Adam Elliott, about her passion, he'd say, well, I've never seen her wrestle, but I've seen her box. And on that note, gentlemen, it's been a pleasure. Go Parramatta. Go Millie Boyle. And I'll talk to you all soon on the dribble.
Mate, the Phallus, he's all over those Eels. Randall, I know that you're a massive fan of the Knights and they come 412th this year. Mate, can the Knights girls do it?
They sure can, mate. Well, they lose one game all year. They're restoring the pride, mate. They're restoring the pride in the Hunter. On your Millie.
The Eel. Mate, I haven't seen a wrestle either, but
Me either.
anyway. Davo, who you got for the grand final? Have you watched much of the women's?
Nah, can't say I've watched a lot of the women's, but I can't stand Parramatta, so come on the Knights and come on the Panthers. Let the Eels stick to their VCR watching 1986 reruns.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Who you got in the main game, Randall?
Penny Panthers too.
Yeah, righto.
Don't feel the Eels.
Just want to add in here that none of the Phallus's advice is financial advice, and we don't condone any type of gambling here. But, mate, good luck to the Phallus and his Eels. He's got a truckload on him. He's put the house and the dogs on it. So, mate, good luck. Thanks for stopping in, Phallus, and make sure you go and like the Monumental Phallus on Facebook and TikTok. He'll have some of his not PG rated content on there. Go and check him out. Bit of a legend. Let's any closing thoughts on any sports from the weeks, fellas? Last week or last couple of weeks?
Just the new cricket rules for us. Mankid is now deemed a fair run out rather than sort of unsportsmanlike.
Yep.
So that English batsman, the women's batsman, she should have stayed in a crease. They can whinge and whine all they want, but she doesn't leave a crease. That's not there. And also the crossing over. So no crossing over now. So the new batter faces the first ball. So finally getting something back for the bowlers. Bring it on.
Rules, yeah. So the man cat, I don't mind that. That's fair play, I reckon, because if you want to go out of your crease early.
Yep, I'm all for it as well.
Yeah, the crossover one will. I didn't know about that one. That'll be interesting, especially late in the game, say like a T20 or a one day where there's only a few balls left and the new batsman's got to come in. That'll be a good one to watch.
That's a game changer in those sort of games, isn't it?
Yeah.
It really is. If it keeps your established batter off strike, it does give something back to the bowlers.
About you, Randall? Any sports or anything happening for you other than the Toronto Tigers win?
Mate, we're still living the Toronto Tiger dream, mate. It's hard to move on yet.
Did
We've
the
got
new clubhouse stay up?
the new clubhouse is still up.
Nothing
The
got
old one-
burnt down.
Nah, mate, this one's
Yeah.
brick, mate. The old one was timber and it survived, so this one had no worries.
Fair
But,
enough.
I think we've got the country carnival this weekend for the juniors,
Yep.
so we'll be up in Coffs Harbour
Good luck
supporting
to all those
Newcastle.
kids to beat those coasties.
Oh, mate, well,
Dream
actually,
on.
speaking of that, the young blokes playing under 12s, it's only Newcastle and Illawarra are the only two clubs or only two associations competing in that age group.
Joking.
No, I think Central Coast are only in maybe under 16s or maybe only under 14s. There's not much happening. Under 16s only for far north coast, I
Yep.
think. So yeah, I think
It's not
COVID's
good.
I still feel that it's a bit of COVID hangover where a lot of people were finding it tough to get back into the routine of sport. I don't know if that's what it was or not, or whether even just the weather.
Yep.
But yeah, I know even in Newey we were short of kids. So
Yeah.
hopefully we can reinvigorate that
Yep.
in the next couple of years to back to how it used to be. But other than that, the NFL's pumping.
Oh, the NFL pumping some crazy scores this week. Bills lost. The Chiefs lost.
Cowboys won.
Yeah. Dolphins are 3-0. It's mayhem. What about Roger Federer? Got a question for you. Is he the GOAT? Is he the best ever?
Oof.
Yes, no.
Yes.
Yeah, just in front of Laver.
Yeah, it's a tough call. Loved it. Love watching him and Nadal in that little game where they both broke down. It was pretty hectic to watch. Federer's been awesome for plenty of years. I know tonight we talked a lot about baseball, but there'll be some other sports coming up in the future. Also, I want to quickly just touch on the ABL. The ABL this year, we've seen a lot of faces that we know going down to Canberra. Not much happening with the Blue Sox this year. Thoughts on that? There hasn't been a great deal of, I guess, communication from the Blue Sox after taking over. The new management took over, and it's been pretty quiet. It's pretty disappointing. We're just talking about kids in the sport. The kids really need that ABL and the next level for them to sort of strive to. And pretty disappointing to see so far with the Sydney team.
It is, especially what they had built down there. It was a really good family atmosphere to go down there and take the kids and whatnot. They were all able to get involved. It was really good. That they'd started to build something really good down there. So it is disappointing.
Yeah.
And as you say, there's quite a few faces that that would wearing the Toronto Tigers uniform in first grade on the weekend that are now all down in playing for Canberra.
Yeah.
So long bus trip, that's for sure, to go down and watch them have a run, but we'll still do it.
Yeah.
Let's hope they sort it out, because Sydney needs a team. And the new management's been very quiet, and it's like, where do kids go aspire to? It's like you don't want them going down to Canberra or up to Brisbane, off to Adelaide, like a lot have. Yeah. You want them staying loyal to Sydney and make it a fun day out. So yeah, hope they get their act together, start naming some imports. I know they've only sort of mentioned a few local guys that have re-signed. A lot have left, so yeah.
A lot of fellas your age too, Davo, getting a run. I know.
Oh, mate, I'll just wind it up.
Mate,
wind up the elastic band.
That's it. There are some quality names though from the past that are playing, allegedly playing for the Blue Sox this year. So it'll be interesting to see what happens for the season, and keen keen to see what happens. So, all right,
That could be an
fellas,
episode itself.
it could be.
Could be. There's a lot of local kids here in Newcastle Central Coast that aren't playing in Sydney,
Yep.
isn't there? Like it's probably 5 you can count on one straight up that between Canberra and Adelaide.
Yep.
They're
Indeed.
just ones I think of straight away. But there's some good talent coming over. I'd be really excited to see a Perth game.
Yep.
I don't know about you guys. Josh
Josh
Reddick
Reddick.
signing with them. That'd be pretty cool to see.
Will be really good to see. All right, fellas, let's leave it there for today. And yeah, make sure you subscribe so you can listen to these two blokes ramble on again. Oh, sorry,
Can
3.
ramble.
Yeah,
3.
3 blokes.
Larry, Curly, and Mo.
Actually, there was actually 5 of us tonight if you counting Phallus and Bob.
True.
Oh yeah, yeah. Don't forget Bob and Phallus.
Yeah. All right,
that Bob's
thanks,
Phallus?
fellas. Make sure you subscribe down there. Share it out to your friends. We absolutely loved having a bit of a chat. It's more for us than you. Don't worry about you guys out there. It's just more for us to have a chat. But yeah, thanks again, guys, and we'll talk to you soon.
Sounds
Peace.
good.